Hi folks, I thought today would be an ideal opportunity to answer some of your questions. Many of them have been coming to myself, other elected members, and a lot of these were asked at our listening post down at the foreshore on the day of the Easter markets. So I'll rapid fire these as quickly as I can within the time limit, but questions you've been asking. Why aren't we doing anything about the foreshore building and the water feature? Well, we are. The reason nothing's happening at the moment is we are still waiting on advice from the government as to the success or otherwise of our latest grant application. That had to be in by January the 15th. We are still waiting. As soon as we get that advice, we will be able to let you know what is happening and we can move forward. So certainly not just council not doing anything, we're waiting for government advice. The lighthouse cottages, very pleased to say, yes, it's been a long time coming, but by the end of this month, we are expecting all the work to be completed. Reasons it's taken so long is when you are dealing with heritage buildings, there are a lot of processes that go through, permits, permission, designs and the likes, at the same time as updating them so we can actually have people using them. That project is almost over. While we're talking about the lighthouse area, lots of questions about when are you taking down that security fencing around the base of the lighthouse? Yes, I agree. It's been there a long time. I would have liked to have seen it gone by now. However, again, because we're dealing with a heritage building, we are still waiting on procurement of the right materials, made the very similar way as originally, for the railing right around the top of the lighthouse. I'm advised that's getting very, very close. So I will be as happy as you out there when that's finished, but it is happening. Also, there's been comments about some security fencing down at the foreshore, right near the start of the groin. There were some rocks taken out quite a long time ago, but a very high tide. What's so difficult about that? Again, we've had to get permission, we've had to get permits, we've had to procure the right sort of rock and then prove that we've got the right sort of rock as part of a coastal defence system. Again, I understand that is getting very close to finish. So it's not something that's just been neglected. We have been waiting on the process. Cuttlefish dive site, I'm pleased to report, a lot of people were sceptical about can you do the work before the season? It will be completed by the end of this month. A lot of questions about, well, are we putting a sealed road in? The answer to that at this stage is no. The reason? We have not got those funds. What we're doing at the moment is making the dive area completely safe for every user, the thousands of people that are going to be flocking to Point Lowly to have a look at the cuttlefish this season, May, June, July, August. So it is to make that area safe. A sealed road will be looked at a further stage, as there are other roads in the area out there and further up the north coast that also need sealing and work to be completed. So that's what's happening there. No sealed road, but a much better facility out there for everybody. You would have also seen on our Facebook page, some of our playground equipment is being removed. It is not being done away with as far as a playground. That equipment has reached its end of life. And what has happened before is we have gifted it to Rotary. They repair it and it goes overseas to countries who have different safety regulations. We've had people ask, well, why can't you just repair the equipment and put it back up? Our safety regulations in Australia for playground equipment does not allow that, but it can be made safe for people with unfortunate circumstances in other countries. I think that's a much better outcome, thanks to Rotary, than just dumping it. The future of civic building. People are still saying, when are we going to do something? They hate the look of the scaffolding in the main street. So do I, so does everyone at council. That scaffolding has to stay there as a matter of safety for people using the footpaths. Council at the moment is getting expert advice. We have fantastic people at council with a lot of skills. Real estate and how to get developers involved aren't necessarily at our fingertips. So we are preparing a prospectus to go out to potential developers to encourage them to give us an expression of interest on how they could see us handling that block. Hopefully within the next few months, by the end of the financial year, we will have that all in place, ready to go. So things are happening behind the scenes. And finally, folks, Anzac Day is just around the corner. certainly encourage the community. We have a fantastic response every year. That dawn service is getting bigger and bigger. I personally find it exceptionally emotional being part of that service. Encourage our residents. 2 services, the dawn service, which will get underway at 6:45 this year, and then the main ceremony with the march, both of these happening at our memorial gates there. That will leave the RSL at 10:15, and then the ceremony gets underway at 10:45. Look forward to seeing many, many people down there showing our respect to past and present. See you there. Cheers.